last call because it got ended unexpectedly. So if any of you are listening to me, then please do let me know at which point did you last hear me in the last call. So anyways, we'll continue our discussion as we were talking about the scholarships in about the Narotam, Mahindra and the Tata scholarships. So for the Narotam Sekhsaria scholarship, the amount awarded is up to 20 lakhs and you are supposed to return it within second to fourth year after the completion of your program. So going a bit into the timeline of these scholarships, so the application process for uh, almost all three of them has its deadline. The initial application has its deadline in the month of March or April, and all of the processes involve interviews at some point of time. So the interviews are also roughly going to be between April and June for the Tata scholarship, and in July for the Mahindra scholarship, and in around the month of May for the Narotam Sekhsaria scholarship. And the results are the applicants are informed about the results somewhere around the month of June or July. So you can expect this kind of a time frame if you are applying for these scholarships in order to uh, uh, take manage your finances or arrange for the financial requirement needed for the whatever program you are applying for and want to join in. So as we said that all of these scholarships require a statement of purpose and a letter of recommendation as a part of the application process. So in most likely you are going to ask for a letter of recommendation from one of the professors that you have worked with or that you have studied with as a part of your undergraduate course. Now it doesn't necessarily need to be from a professor, but that's where most of the students get it from. You could also get it from another person you would have worked with, like if you work interned at some company or some kind of an NGO, then you could ask your colleague or your manager or your boss over there to write a letter of recommendation from you. But like as it is, it depends. It highly depends on who you think is the best referee or a best person for you to write the letter of recommendation. Now, statement of purpose is another important part of the application of the scholarship process. Uh, the way you basically approach the statement of purpose is you write about your motivations to pursue your undergrad degree, whatever you're doing at that point of time, and how were you motivated to apply for the graduate program that you want the scholarship for. So talking about the motivation and talking about how uh, you determine that it is this that you want to pursue at this point of time is an important part and an important explanation in your statement of purpose. You should definitely also talk about the projects that you have done as a part of your undergrad degree, and you should also talk about what are you going to do after you graduate with your masters or your PhD, basically the graduate program that you want to join, because that is certainly something that is looked into by the scholarship, that what is it that you want to what is it that you're aspiring for and what is it that you want to achieve after you get the degree that you want. Now that was kind of a general overview that I wanted to provide and sort of basically applicable to all the three scholarships, namely Tata, Mahindra, and the Narotam Sekhsaria scholarships. Uh, we also do have some specific questions from people who have joined in and people who have submitted through the link earlier, and I want to get into those right now. So one of the questions was that is there CGPA requirement for any of these scholarships? So the you could also find about this on the web pages of the respective scholarships, but I can tell you that the KC Mahindra and the Narotam Sekhsaria scholarships do not have an explicit CGPA or a percentage or a grade requirement from your undergrad degree. But the J and Tata scholarship does specify that they are looking for a 60% grade in the undergrad when you apply for the scholarship. So that's about your undergrad GPA requirement. Now the next question is that is is there a is there a criteria for the family income in order to be eligible for any of these scholarships? So the answer is no. That there is no limit on the family income or the income of the candidate in order to be eligible for these scholarships. So these scholarships are there for everyone in that sense. Another thing is that are these scholarships are students who want to get an undergrad degree abroad eligible for these scholarships? So unfortunately not. All of these scholarships are for pursuing graduate studies. So they do not award scholarships to undergrads who want to pursue a degree abroad or in India, wherever they want to do it. So that's there. And let's see what else are we getting here. Now, following this, there are a bunch of pretty general questions about grad school and about financial support during grad school, which are not really specific to any of the scholarships that we talked about until this point of time. So we will get into those questions now. So one of the questions is that if you get an assistantship at whichever university you are admitted to, does it does the assistantship start paying you or start covering your finances from the day you start your program? So the thing is, so answering this question, I would say that it depends on it depends totally on the terms of the assistantship. So usually with all the assistantships that are offered to graduate students, be it masters or PhD students, have pretty specific terms defined about the start of the assistantship and the end of it, and how much you're going to get paid, how will it cover your tuition or not. So this depends on, and so it's basically on a case to case basis, I can say. But usually speaking, if you get an assistantship from the fall quarter or the fall semester, and if you're also joining the university from the fall semester or the fall quarter, then you can expect pretty much that the assistantship would start paying you depending upon whatever hourly or monthly wage it offers from the start of your studies. Now, but let's say that if if you do not get an assistantship, be it a teaching or research assistantship, so if you do not get one from the fall quarter or the fall semester, and rather you get one from the spring quarter or the spring semester, then you would not be getting paid in the fall quarter. That's pretty obvious. Another question is that is the assistantship going to pay me a stipend or is it going to cover my tuition? So again, the answer is that it highly depends on the nature of the assistantship, or be it not an assistantship, like it can even be another job on campus. So it can be a job in the library on campus, it can be a job in the career center on campus. So not all jobs on campus are the same in terms of their stipend and in terms of their tuition waivers. So usually teaching assistantships and research assistantships are the jobs which contribute to your tuition waiver, and other jobs on campus like being an assistant in the library or being an assistant in the career center or being doing an assistant job in the registrar's office do not usually give you a tuition waiver and just pay you a monthly or an hourly wage. So the next question is, which is again pretty general, about getting a PhD admission, is that do you necessarily need amazing grades or top-notch grades to get a PhD admission, or will it be okay if you are pretty good in terms of your research experience and do not have amazing grades in order to get a PhD admission? So uh, I'd say that a PhD degree is really a lot about uh, doing research, and it, it is definitely uh, valued if you have good research experience beforehand, if you have uh, publications, or if you have experience writing research papers or doing publication worthy research, then it is definitely valued uh, on par or better than having good grades. So if you are looking to apply for a PhD degree and you don't have really top-notch grades, then uh, good research experience and publications are definitely going to help you and give you an edge or put you on par with someone who has really top-notch grades. The next question is whether IELTS or TOEFL are necessarily for applying for a graduate degree. So this the answer to this question depends on the programs that you want to apply for. So IELTS and TOEFL are the English proficiency exams that are required for graduate admissions to some of the degree programs out there, but they're not required by all of them. So there are indeed certain programs which do not require either an IELTS or a TOEFL exam score in order to apply. So you will have to research about this specifically for the degree program that you're interested in to figure out whether you are required to take an IELTS or a TOEFL exam. Okay, so the next question is that if you do not get an assistantship, like a teaching assistantship or a research assistantship, right from the start, right from the fall quarter or the fall semester, then how easy it is or how difficult is it to get one in your spring semester or your spring quarter? So this is again a highly university dependent and program dependent question. If you are at a university which has pretty high undergrad enrollment in the same department in which you are pursuing your graduate degree, then those undergrad courses definitely require teaching assistants, and you would have better chances to get a teaching assistantship if there is higher undergrad enrollment in your department, because the number of teaching assistant positions are usually proportional to how many students, be it undergrad students or graduate students, are enrolled in the department. So for departments which are not so huge, the teaching assistants opportunities in those departments are also pretty scarce. Now coming to research, it again depends a lot on the university. So different universities certainly have really different focus areas of research. So if you really want to do research and you are looking to fund your graduate degree by being a research assistant, then what you want to do is do a lot of background search early on in order to figure out which are the places which have good research programs or strong research programs in the area that you're interested in. So again, a very specific question for which the answer is pretty much dependent on what you want to do. Another question coming in is that if you are in a dual degree program, so I specify what a dual degree program is. A dual degree program is a BTech and a master's program which you complete in your 5 years, as opposed to just completing your bachelor's in 4 years and then spending 2 years to get a master's. You get your bachelor's and master's degree at the end of your 5th year. So that's a dual degree program. So the question is that if you are a dual degree program student, then can you apply for another master's degree, and how does it basically affect your application? So the thing is that the reason to pursue another degree is uh, the sufficient reason to pursue another degree is just the desire to learn and basically get good at the discipline in which you are trying to pursue that degree. So with this rationale, or with this reason, it, it is it is up to you to identify a degree program that appeals to you and in which you want to learn more about, and then basically give out your reasons about what new or unique things you're going to learn in another master's degree. So certainly you should basically explain in your statement of purpose that why are you going for another master's degree. Now, if those motivations are clear, and if those uniqueness of the program is clear to you, then certainly the universities kind of like to take students who already have a master's degree to get a second master's. It isn't a sort of impediment in any kind of way that you already have a master's degree. So you could pursue a master's degree in another discipline. Let's say you have a master's degree in engineering already, then you could pursue a master's degree in finance or analytics, the second one basically, which is different than your earlier field. So, and so that's certainly possible. And with that said, you could also pursue a master's degree in a closely related field. So if you have a bachelor's and a master's in civil engineering due to your dual degree program, then it is possible to pursue a second master's degree in mechanical engineering, certainly. So there is a question about if your family income is about 7 to 8 lakhs a year, then can you think about studying abroad, basically? So the question really is trying to ask that is it possible to cover your finances with a family income of 7 to 8 lakhs a year? So the answer is that uh, degree programs in the US specifically have certainly have higher tuition then that can be covered by 7 to 8 lakhs a year. But given that you have scholarship opportunities, which we already discussed about previously in this webinar, or you also have education loans available from banks in India, which can help you to fund your studies, and that's what a lot of students also do. So it's certainly possible. It depends upon how uh, how, how bad do you want it. Now, with that said, there are degree programs and there are universities in Europe which do not have a really high tuition. So universities in Europe usually have pretty low tuitions, and some of them also have tuitions as low as about 200 or 500 euros a semester or a year. So those universities have low tuition. At the same time, they also have unique areas of expertise. So if you are financially constrained and do not want to have another loan for getting a graduate degree, then you should certainly look for programs which do not have high tuitions. And as I said, there are such universities and such programs, especially in Europe. And then you basically just need to cover your living expenses during the duration of your degree. So another question is that uh, what are the other benefits of studying abroad in addition to getting a different kind of exposure? So the thing is that being an international student certainly gives you interactions and exposure to other international students and basically a newer environment as well. But a large part of it also has to do with the unique expertise of the university in the field or in the degree program that you want to pursue. So if a university is really good at mechanical engineering or going even more specific, talking even more specifically, let's say if a university has a really good structural engineering or solid mechanics program, if you are a mechanical student, then uh, you are going to get the experience of being taught by and being, of studying with really top-notch people in solid mechanics and structural engineering. So that's another factor that you should definitely consider. Usually, after the end of your undergrad degree, you basically know what is the specific field of interest to me in the in the undergrad degree that I have pursued. So if I was a mechanical engineering student, I could I would have studied fluid dynamics, I would have studied solid mechanics, I would have studied structural engineering, I would have studied thermal engineering throughout my undergrad degree. And then after that, I basically have clarity about what is the field that I want to further specialize in. So that field of further specialization should basically decide where is it that you want to go and what is the place that has the best expertise in that area. There's another question about Fulbright scholarship. So uh, 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 actually, I do not know too much about the Fulbright scholarship more than the fact that it is usually offered to students who are in the field of humanities. But again, I might not know so well about this. So uh, if you are looking to get a Fulbright scholarship and if you think that you are eligible for it, then you'll need to do your own research about it. But as I said, I haven't seen many people, especially in the field of engineering and science. I might be wrong about science, but in the field of engineering, getting Fulbright scholarships. Uh, Another question is how much percentage of tuition is covered by the funding support that you get from assistantships or through any other job that you do on campus. So it depends on what kind of a job that you're doing. And again, like as we already talked about it, every job, be it a research assistantship, be it a teaching assistantship, or be it any other kind of assistantship in the university on campus, is a unique kind of job in itself, and then it has its unique pay structure and kind of the stipends or the tuition waivers that are along with it. So sometimes in some of the universities, teaching assistantships and research assistantships both provide you 100% tuition waiver, whereas in some other universities, teaching assistantships might not give you the 100% waiver, but only a 50% waiver. So it depends on the university, it depends on the nature of the assistantship or the job that you would be doing. Now we have just a few more questions at the end. Uh, there is a question specifically asking about scholarships for degree programs in the UK. Uh, I am not expressly aware of uh, scholarships that are specifically meant for students who would be doing their graduate degrees in the UK. but again, there might be certain scholarships for which certain specific students are eligible. Like there are certainly scholarships which are provided for students specifically wanting to study in Canada or students specifically wanting to study in France. So you should definitely look up for the specific scholarships that are applicable for the country that you'd be studying in. So there is something called as MyTax for Canada. Now I'm aware that it provides basically stipends to students who want to do an internship in Canada, but they might also have something like some kind of scholarship for people who want to pursue their PhD degree or their master's degree in Canada. The same goes for the Charpak scholarship, which is offered for students wanting to go to France to pursue their studies or internships. So Charpak scholarship and MyTax is something that you definitely want to look into for France and Canada respectively. Now, I just remembered that there is something called DART scholarships for Germany as well. So DAAD, that's DART. And DART scholarships are also usually given for to students who want to do an internship in Germany, but they also might have something specifically for people who want to do a master's degree or a PhD degree in Germany as well. So I think that's pretty much all the questions that we had. And if you have more questions, then please do write them in the chat window. I'll try to we'll try to discuss and answer that as well. Okay, so I guess that's all the questions that we had, and we are towards the end of this webinar, which was about discussing scholarships for Indian students who want to get a graduate degree abroad. Thank you all for joining in, and then have a rest of a good Sunday night. And I hope you enjoyed your weekend, and I wish you all the best in your graduate study applications and you in your search for scholarships to fund your graduate degree. Thank you again and have a nice rest of the day. Goodbye.